Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is another paid request for Malivore. I know he has a few others. I'll get to them at a later date, but in this request, he wanted me to talk about what are some of the worst foreign films that I've ever seen. Not US, of course, and not Canadian films, but foreign. First off, for those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random topics, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for, well, like I said, for Malivore. So the worst foreign films, not US, not Canadian, that I've ever seen. I'm sure there are worse films, but I can't remember them. And it's hard because Letterboxd would be a site I would use because I'm able to put like what films I've seen, but they don't really have a way to separate them into foreign categories. And then if you type up like what are the worst foreign films just to give me ideas, they don't really have a lot of those lists on online. So there may be people that if you know my channel, you may jot down, oh yeah, you hated this one, you hated this one, and be like, oh yeah, it was so bad I fucking forgot about it. But to name a few, number one most hated would be a Serbian film. From, of course, Serbia. You know, Serbian. No shit. It's called a Serbian film. Worst film I've ever seen in my life. People ask me, what's the worst film you've ever seen? I go, it's a Serbian film. They go, really? I go, yes, because this is a film that the creators of the movie, they kept throwing out this bullshit that this was a political movie, and it's meant to showcase how the turmoil in their country and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you're full of shit, dude. This is a cheap ass for shock jock type of movie. The stuff incorporated in this film, and like people praise it, teach your own, not for me. Fuck that movie. It's about a guy who used to be a porn actor. He's got a family. He needs money, so he decides to go back into the porn industry. So he meets this guy. Some shady stuff happens. And then he's kind of forced into these situations for these adult films where he's screwing this girl and then the girl's head gets cut off. And he has to keep screwing her. He's screwing some small body with stuff covering his head, and then you find out he's been forced to fuck his own son until his ass is bleeding. One of the guys running the thing has created a new form of adult entertainment, and it's newborn baby porn. Yes, and they show, yeah, it's a doll, of course, but it's meant to be a newborn baby. And I mean, that's what I mean. Even ends, I'll spoil the ending, I don't give a fuck, where the bad guys are like the mafia type of guys. They got the connections. They'll do all sort of bad things to you. So the lead thinks there's no way out, so he kills him, his wife, and his son at the same time. And these guys come in with a camera and says, I'm going to get the little one first, meaning now we're going to go into necrophilia, and this guy's going to fuck this dead underage boy in the ass. Yes, I'm going to say that blunt, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to showcase. And to me, it's just shock value. It's literally a film that someone I know, Uncle Bill from Dead Pit, he still refuses to watch it because he's heard this stuff. This is a guy who's into horror films. He could watch I Spit on Your Grave. He could watch Salo. I'm not saying he likes Salo. Who does like Salo? But he refused, and I don't blame him. I should have done the same thing, but it was one of those things. I heard about it, I was yelling about it, and then some guys like, huh, you can't judge until you see it, and then I stupidly watched it so I could go, I did see it, and it sucked. But the joke's on me because I fucking watched it, but still, god damn, man. Type of movie that gives you the sour belches. It's not even a movie. It's a fucking it called Shit. Fuck a Serbian film. Worst one. Worst foreign film ever. Give Serbia a bad name. 2, Nuti. I've talked about Nuti. That is a South African film that was made in South Africa and apparently was so bad, and one of the executive producers or someone said the film was too racist. So they refilmed a bunch of stuff. And that's the one where it's like the bad E.T. ripoff where Nuti is trying to find his friend Duty, or where the fuck his name is. It's not Duty, but might as well be. And once Duty wants to find America, and he's in Africa, and he could talk to animals, and some of them animals talk to him in English, some of them don't talk to him in English. And Steve Railsback, who's in Life Force, I guess he was part of the original production, I'm guessing. Because that's why he seems like he's barely in the film, because I think a lot of his shit was cut out. And that's why there's scenes he's like on the phone, and he's like... Probably because if you saw the original cut, he had actual stuff to do, but they cut all that shit out, so it made him look stupid. And he like disappears, and then comes out of nowhere, and Nuti can't get to America, even though he could do all these things, but I guess he can't read a fucking map. And he'll walk on foot, but then there are times he could just fly into the sky after drugging 2 kids. I don't even remember why he drugged them. And then he creates fucking fireworks. I'm like, he could fly? Why don't you just fly? Find a map, a globe, and fly to America, motherfucker. It's such a boring, saddest use of a piece of shit. One of the worst films I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh yeah, that is a foreign film. This is South African. So there you go. Number 3, I put The Beast from 1974 or 1975. It's a French film. It is this boring as fuck movie where women and men talk to each other with posh costumes as if it's a shitty British soap opera. And once in a while it tries to be Beauty and the Beast, where there's this beast out in the woods who really, he likes to jerk off. And we see his beast dog dick. And literally there's a bit where the lady is like, I don't know, she's hanging from something, and it's jerking off and comes on her fucking feet and rubs the jizz on her feet. So if you want to see someone in a furry beast costume in 1975 beat his meat and jerk off and jizz from it onto this woman's socks and feet, or I guess if you got a foot fetish or a furry fetish or some other fetish, you can watch The Beast. I suggest no. It sucks. It's a piece of shit. Other films, Salo, The 120 Days of Sodomy, whatever the fuck it is. It's Salo. Pretentious, up its own ass, where it's about these rich people just torturing people for like 2 hours or whatever. And the infamous bit is people are trying to eat, and they're eating shit from bowls. Give me a shit-eating grin. And the person smiles. So the movie that people eat shit. Well, the movie can eat shit. So Salo, I don't know what country that's from. That's from another country. I'm sure they would deny its existence, but it does exist. Other films, 365 Days trilogy. That may be like a Polish or I forget what country that's from, or Spain. That's a foreign film. All three of them. They're like wannabe 50 Shades of Grey. Where the first film is about a guy who kidnaps a woman and says, I'm going to try to make you fall in love with me. If I can't do it within a year, I'll let you go. And then she does fall in love with him for some reason. And then like nothing else happens. And then she like they get married. And like at the end, oh no, did these people run her off the road? And then the next film, no. And then it's a shitload of montages. I reviewed these films. So if you want more details, look up the reviews on the channel. The second film is 80% montages. I mean, people think Rocky IV have too many montages. No, these films have way more. With crappy music, awful characters. She sees her husband cheating on her, so she goes with this other guy. But then you find out it wasn't her husband, it was a twin evil brother. And then the guy she went with, he's with this rival mafioso gang that wants her husband's business, but then that guy fell in love with her as well, and then there's this crappy shootout. She gets wounded. Then by the third film, she's fine. But then her and her husband have marital problems. And then she wants to run away with the other guy. Which I'm like, isn't this why you were pissed at this guy and your husband with at the second film? They was cheating on you. Now you're cheating on him. But this all started because this guy kidnapped you and forced you to live with him for a fucking year and you fell in love with him. And I'm like, then that third film is just, do I choose this guy? Do I choose that guy? And at the end, she doesn't choose. You don't even know who she chooses, and I don't give a fuck. And when she has a fantasy with a threesome, and part of her fantasy is the two guys kissing. So her fantasy is she wants these two guys to fuck each other. God, this is one of the worst trilogies I've ever seen in my fucking life. And one of the most pointless. The second and third film especially, each one literally has like 15 minutes of plot. Or 20 minutes of plot at most to be lenient. Other movies I put in there, Dracula 3D, Dario Argento. If you want to see a fucking Dracula movie where he turns to a fucking CGI praying mantis and comes at you, and Rutger Hauer getting that paycheck is Van Helsing and being tired, you can go watch Dracula 3D. It sucks. Martyrs, dumbest plot. I'm talking about I didn't see the remake. I'm talking about, so I only saw the original. It's the dumbest fucking plot. It's a woman wanting to get revenge, but then things get fucked up and she's caught, or someone is caught, tied up. And apparently there's this religious cult that will tie someone up, torture them, flay their skin off, because they want them to suffer so much and get so close to death and suffer so much that apparently they will see the afterlife and then come back and give them information. It's the dumbest fucking plot. Because how would you know what they say is true or not? How would you know what they say wasn't bullshit or not? Or hallucinations? Or anything else? chemically induced in the fucking brain. The person would come back and say they saw Elvis playing Jesus, playing a fucking harpsichord, singing something about cross blues. When I'm handing off that cross, my mind is at a loss. I wish I was back in my blue suede shoes. Wouldn't fucking prove anything. Torturing. It's just literally just torture, torture, torture. Beat the shit out of the woman, cut her, beat the shit out of her, skin her, beat the shit out of her for like an hour or so. For the rest of the movie. And then she whispers something, and then the person kills himself. And I'm like, how would you know if she was telling the truth or not? If she wasn't hallucinating or not? You wouldn't fucking know. So it's not scary. It's not frightening. Disturbing. Okay, it's disturbing with the ideas, but if I just explain it to you, that would be disturbing. But I'm like watching the stupid fucking script and the stupid fucking plot. And honestly, when it's that consistent amount of torture, it gets boring because it gets repetitive. Repetitive, repetitive, repetitive. Titane, that's another foreign film where this lady, she gets in a car accident and she's like a real bitch in the back seat as a kid, and makes her dad get into an accident because it's her fault. Then after it, she loves cars. She always has sex with cars. I'm not kidding. And then somehow by doing that, like she's also a psycho, and then like motor oil starts dripping from her pussy. And she gives birth to, I don't know, a goddamn carburetor. Whatever the fuck happens, I don't remember. And then she pretends to be a boy after killing some people and has this weird relationship with this guy who wants to assume it's his lost kid, then realizes not, and then it's like this weird father-daughter relationship. I don't know what the fuck it is. And I don't know what the fuck these people are thinking, how these characters react the way they do. And like she has a baby, but it's like, what's like a motor, like the baby's like part metal, part Iron Man, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Titane could suck my titanium fucking dick. It's just these stupid, fucking dumb, ridiculous. At least if you're ridiculous, be like a fun, we know we're ridiculous way. Granted, sometimes that could be bad too, but goddamn, this is just pretentious butt fuckery. Because it feels like your ass hurts after watching this shit. Because you'd rather stick your finger up your ass and scratch that itch than watch these fucking films. So, that's a couple there. So, I'm sure there are others that I completely fucking forgot about. But that's some there that are some of the worst foreign films I've ever seen in my life. There was one I saw that was from Japan or something. I forgot the fucking name of it. There's a few. I just forgot the fucking names of them, honestly. I mean, a lot of those, like, Japanese, like, ghost movies I'm not really big on. I won't consider them the worst movies ever, though, but I'm not big on a lot of them. I mean, I like The Ring, but I like the remake of The Ring more than the original. Rendu is there. I like The Ring with Naomi Watts a lot more. But, again, there may be other, but I don't fucking remember them. So, take that for what you will. But thank you for the requests. Thank you once again, Malivore. Take care, everyone, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.